Hi guys, it's Grace with Grace Gets Gastric, and today is Tuesday, January 16th, and I am here with my 2-week post-op update. So it's so crazy to me that it's already been 2 weeks, only been 2 weeks, both of them are crazy to me. I've had the surgery, and I think it was a thing that happened, and it's been 2 weeks now. So I'll go ahead and just jump in with stats to start. So my name is Grace. I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, the VSG surgery, on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018. My highest weight was 354 pounds, and that was in May 2017. My weight day of surgery, my starting weight, was 319 pounds. Last week I came at you with a weight of 307.3, and this week, today, my weight is 303.6. So that is a weekly loss of 3.7 pounds, a total loss since surgery of 15.4 pounds, and a loss since my highest weight of 50.4 pounds. So those are all great numbers. It's really exciting. 3.7 as a weekly loss is awesome. It's really interesting. I've watched a ton of these YouTube videos. I know we all go into this with like the best of hopes and expectations. We promise ourselves we're not going to do this or that, but it definitely is interesting how your mind just sort of makes its own choices independent of what you thought you were going to do. So I'm sure, like, you know, I'm trying to tell myself, like, I'm not going to freak out about stalls. I'm not going to get upset if I'm losing 2 pounds or less a week, and we'll see how I handle that when I get there. It's definitely interesting to see a 3.7 pound loss this week as opposed to that 11 pound loss I had last week, but 11 pounds in a week is totally unrealistic and unsustainable, and 3.7 is actually great. I mean, when you consider if someone is trying to lose weight without the surgery and they're being perfect, the expectation is like at most a 2 pound loss per week. And even that, I think we kind of get caught up on, well, a person without the surgery could lose 2 pounds a week. But realistically, like, nobody's losing 2 pounds a week consistently. That's just not how weight loss works. So yeah, I'm great. I'm happy with the loss so far. 3.7 pounds is awesome. I am mentally preparing myself for a potential stall going into this next week, because I'm going to start eating real foods again, and the 3-week stall, the 3rd week stall is definitely something I've heard a lot about. So we'll see how my weight is affected when I come at you guys in a week. But for now, I'll do just a couple other updates for this past week. So I was, as I've mentioned before, I did 2 weeks. It was the 2 weeks in surgery. It's a full liquid diet. I did all liquids for the first week, and then starting like right after I made my 2-week 1 update video, I started introducing yogurt and pudding, which were also on the list, but I wanted to give myself plenty of time, like a full week of just doing liquids, because I know if you introduce things too soon, you can have a bad effect. But I totally tolerated yogurt and pudding wonderfully, and I had some basically every single day. And I'll probably continue to have some every day. But yeah, no issues. And I was having 1.5 to 2 ounces tops, and usually it was like 1.5 ounces. I rarely did even up to 2. Another thing is I started doing daily weighing. So I was kind of debating on if I wanted to do weekly or daily. I think for now I'm going to be a daily weigher, partially because I'm doing trend weight, and I just like that data just to see. I don't think, at least not right now, I'm not someone who is getting discouraged by the fluctuations on the scale. I don't think I'm going to get too tied into it. I definitely could, you never know, as I get farther and farther along, but for now it's not like a trigger for me at all, and I don't feel too obsessed with it, so I think it's okay, but I'll keep an eye on that and just make sure that I'm still emotionally handling it. The other thing that's kind of, is partially because I'm, fat, but also because I have large boobs, that if I'm standing on the scale and I'm just looking down, like, I can't see the scale. I have to kind of like lean out over. And if I do that, I am not balanced, like my weight's not balanced, and then my scale like yells at me, and it's like, it stops weighing me, and it's like, balance yourself, or, you know, it doesn't talk, it's not a talking scale, but it has like these little symbols that basically say you're not balanced, we can't tell how much you weigh. So I have to like stand still, and I can't look at my number, and then by the time I'm like, I finally look down, it's moved past my number and onto my fat percentage. So I actually have been mostly missing how much I'm weighing, and I can totally check in the app, and sometimes I do that, but it's kind of like a nice check. Like, I mostly want it for the trend weight, so that the more data it has there, the more accurate it can predict, and you can kind of see things. And if I want to look, I can, and I have that number available, but I don't necessarily need to see it if it's, you know, something that's worrying me. So there's that. I've been weighing, but I am just going to count my weight on the each week on the Tuesday that I weigh. I have an Excel spreadsheet where I am tracking my weight and my measurements, and I might share that at some point, because I've got I found a few different ones that had like macros and calculations and stuff, and my plan is to enter my weight in there once a week, because once a day, I mean, it would be crazy with the columns. And then I'm going to do my measurements once a month. So I did my measurements the day before surgery, and then I'll do them probably like the first of the month. And I'll probably share those with you guys when I come to you with my 1 month video, which, I mean, I know I'm going to get there, right? You know, every day at a time, but it's just so crazy to think a year from now, I'll be a year out from surgery, and just how different things will be. It's very exciting. Let's see what else. Exercise. So I have been consistently, at least since like 1 week post-op, I've been getting about 5,000 steps in per day, which I think is pretty decent. I've been either going for walks, like sometimes I'll, you know, like yesterday I went and got tea with a friend, and then we like walked around the shops, and the day before that is like my sister and I went to Costco and got about several thousand steps walking around the warehouse. And then before that, the weather was kind of bad, and so I was going to the gym and just getting some steps into the gym, which was nice. It was kind of annoying. My Fitbit wasn't tracking my steps, though, when I was doing the elliptical, or at least it was not tracking all of them. So I know it was like at least 3,000 steps short on one of the days, which was just frustrating. But my thing is I don't know how people get in 10,000 steps. I see all y'all on Instagram getting 10,000 steps in a day, and it's just like, where do you find the time? I mean, granted, right now I'm walking pretty slowly, even more slowly than I normally would, just because I don't want to, I probably can walk a little bit faster now, but like the incisions, I still feel, I have plenty of energy, but maybe just a little bit weak if I really am pushing myself. So if I'm like exercising and walking, and if I do it fast, I feel a little bit more winded than I think I did before, which is probably just because I was only getting in liquids and I wasn't getting in a ton of, you know, nutrients, etc. I was getting in plenty of protein, but still. But I don't know how you guys do it. I work a desk job, you know, that's like 8 to 10 hours a day, and I'm planning to go to the gym and work out. But even when I go to the gym, it's like I'm not going to be there for 2 hours. I just don't have that much time. So any of you guys have tips or tricks on how you guys manage to get in like those 10,000 steps? Let me know, because it just seems like so much. And maybe the simple answer is once you lose weight and you can walk faster or run faster, you can get the steps in more easily. But it's just like, there's not enough hours in the day to get that many steps right now. So I'm settling for 5,000. I still think that's not bad. Let's see. What else? So yeah, this last week was pretty great. I'm feeling great. I mentioned in my last video that I had my weight loss surgery support group. It meets once a month for my program. That was great. There were like 30 people there, so I got to meet a lot of people, all different, you know, RNY and VSG, all different stages. So I'm planning to do that at least for a couple months. I think someone once told me like 3 to 5 times. Try something 3 to 5 times to see what you get out of it. So I'll go for the next 3 to 5 times, and we'll see if I find it that it's helpful. Because, you know, I have that online support with Instagram and with YouTube that I'm trying to cultivate, but can't have too much support. And then really the most exciting thing that has happened was today, because today was my 2-week post-op, and that is when, Sorry about that. I got a reminder on my phone to take my calcium chew, and then it decided to stop my video, which was kind of annoying. But as I was saying, I had my 2-week post-op appointment this morning, which was great. I met with the not my surgeon, but one of the members of the surgical team. He did an incision check. They all look fine. There's one that's kind of like in a crease, and so it's a little bit, it's not quite as healed as the other ones. It's like a little bit red, but it's not like infected or he didn't have any concerns. He's like, it just might take a little bit longer because it's not as exposed to air as the others are, but the others looked great. You know, he was saying that if there's a time to be like a rule follower, this is it. You know, he's like, when you get your 1 year out, you can break the rules. He's like, don't tell anyone I told you that. But when you get those results, but like right now, this is when you're going to be losing all the weight. This is when you want to take advantage of it. So as on point as is possible for you to be, you need to pull that out right now. And I was like, yes, I'm on it. I'm prepared. That's what I'm going to do. And it's easy to say that now, and we'll see how I'm doing in a few months. But that is what I have every intention of doing, because I really want to take the most advantage. I really want to take advantage of this time that I have when my stomach is still sensitive and I have a ton of restriction, and I want to take this opportunity to relearn as many habits as I can, and really sort of redefine my relationship with food, because this is something that I'm going to have to be working on and paying attention to for the rest of my life. I know a lot of people have this surgery and they just like want to be normal, and they think this will allow them to no longer think about food. And I know that's not going to be the case, that this is something that I'm going to have to be thinking about my whole life. And maybe I won't need to be thinking about it to the extreme that I am going to be in the next year. But, I don't expect that suddenly I'll be thin and I'll have not a care in the world when it comes to food and all that stuff. But I digress. I had my 2-week surgeon appointment, and in addition to that, I also had my diet advancement class. So that was what I was the most excited for, because they do a 2-week liquid phase for after the surgery, and I have not been physically hungry, but I have been super mentally hungry and have been so ready to eat some food. So I was really excited. It's like an hour class. We talked with one of the dietitians. I might make a video later on talking about kind of the requirements and stuff that I have for this next part, because my surgeon's office actually skips over the pureed stage. So we don't have a pureed stage. We go directly into soft foods for the next 3 weeks, and then after that, we can kind of advance on to all foods. But yeah, they don't have you specifically do a pureed stage. They do want you obviously to be chewing the hell out of what you're eating, and they have kind of a list of foods you can eat on the soft diet, ones you want to avoid. But there really are not a ton of restrictions beyond things that, like, they want you to not be eating carby, sugary things, fibrous vegetables, raw vegetables, tough meats, like beef or steak, all that kind of stuff, which was what I was expecting. And I did confirm that I'm allowed to have coffee now, so I'm really excited about that. I do love me some coffee, and I don't drink a ton of it, but I live in Seattle, and we love ourselves a bit of coffee. So I've got some cold brew that I can mix with my Premier protein shakes. And I'm just mostly really excited to start trying to incorporate food, figuring out what I like, what I don't tolerate. And I've just got a lot of recipes I'm excited to try. I went to the grocery store right after my appointment and had to restrain myself, because I know that I don't need to buy a ton of food, because I can't eat a ton of food. And so if I'm going to buy like 4 pounds of meat, like, I'm just not going to eat it. But as soon as I got home, I tried some cottage cheese. I love cottage cheese, with a little bit of seasoning salt, and it was wonderful, and it went down fine. I had 2 ounces, took really small bites, chewed it really thoroughly, ate it very slowly, over the course of like 20 minutes to a half hour, something like that. And yeah, it went great. No issues at all. Feeling positive about that. I think tonight I'm going to try an egg And I like my eggs soft scrambled. Like I don't cook them, overcook them. I know some people have issues with eggs, so I kind of want to like try it now and just see. But I think as far as the cooking of it, I don't tend to overcook my eggs, so hopefully that will be fine. And then I have thoughts for some chickens, some tuna salad stuff. I bought a bunch of these like dressings that I'm really excited about that look like they taste good to kind of keep things moist. And I think I might make like a cauliflower gratin, which I'm stoked about. I was gonna make like the ricotta bake. I don't really like marinara or tomato sauce, but I was gonna make like an alternate kind of version. But my store only had this brand of ricotta that I don't like, so I decided not to go with that. But cauliflower cheesy gratin, I think sounds bomb. And what else? Oh yeah, there's this pesto chicken thighs recipe that I made pre-op, and it was just like melt in your mouth tender, really moist. So I think again that'll be a good option, because I know like the dry chicken breast, dry foods are gonna be potentially where I have some problems. But I think maybe we'll keep it under 15 minutes for sure. We're gonna keep this one under 20, because I think that's pretty much everything I had to say. Things continue to go really well. I feel great. No pain, no real restrictions or issues. I'm really excited to kind of move to this next phase. I felt ready for it, for the food stage. I'm still watching a lot of videos, loving watching videos. You know, I've had some people comment and let me know that they're making videos and I'm able to watch them, which has been great. So if anyone sees this who's making videos and you want me to check you out, just leave a comment below and let me know, because I'm really enjoying, you know, participating in this community and seeing other people's videos. I'm especially liking finding people who are kind of similar, you know, around the similar time, but I've also really enjoyed watching people who are 1 to 5 years out from surgery, just because they have such a great perspective on things. So yes, if you have a Instagram as well, let me know. I'm on Instagram. I'm pretty active there. I have my link to my Instagram in the description box, as well as the link to my fitness pal if you want to be friends. As I start making things and like making recipes, I'll probably put notes in my fitness pal with like links to the recipes and my thoughts on them. And I've really enjoyed doing that with other people who've done the same thing, just to see what people are eating. So if you want to do that with me, go for it. I think that's pretty much everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been really lovely interacting with you guys. I've really appreciated the comments and the likes and the subscribes. And I'm going to try to say less often, and we'll see how that goes. So thank you guys again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. You guys are all awesome, and I hope you guys are having fantastic weeks, or a fantastic day, a fantastic week. I know I am. Bye.